Hi there, folks. Perhaps the most common line of attack from Boris Johnson's sycophants determined to discredit the Privileges Committee is that of the perceived lack of impartiality from the chair of the committee, Harriet Harman, because of previous tweets that came to light of her criticising the disgraced former Prime Minister. This specific tweet is the one in question. Harriet Harman on the 12th of April 2022. It's not the most well-written tweet, but so just bear with me. If you get COVID regs, fixed penalty notice, you can either admit guilt or go to court to challenge it. If PM and Chancellor admit guilt, accepting that the police are right that they breached regulations, then they are also admitting that they misled the House of Commons. Or are they going to challenge? So that is the tweet that Rees-Mogg and his ilk have latched onto to suggest she's the most biased person on planet Earth and not fit to chair the Privileges Committee. Make of that what you will, but it doesn't actually matter because Harriet Harman's response is going to shoot all this down anyway. Now, up until this point, Harman has gone about her duty as chair of the committee with dignity in the face of constant attacks on her character, rarely responding to the usual suspects in the Conservative Party that are desperately slinging as much mud as possible. One of those people is our good friend of the channel, the Right Honourable Member for the 18th century, Jacob Rees-Mogg. Harriet Harman was mid-speech during the debate preceding the vote to decide whether to sanction Boris Johnson as recommended in the report. Not one to miss an opportunity to make himself look foolish, Rees-Mogg shot up from his seat to put the impartiality question directly to Harriet Harman, but was just as quickly shot down and put in his box. Let's take a look at this glorious moment. Let's just listen to that again, because that's just poetic. It's nice to know he's as popular in the House as he is amongst my household and the viewers of this channel. That was quite the reaction. Let's just have a listen.
I'm very grateful to the Right Honourable and Learned Lady, but I wonder if she could say something of her own position in relation to the precedent set by the Judicial Committee of the House of Lords, when a decision on which Lord Hoffman was involved was set aside not because he was biased, but because of the perception of bias. In relation to her famous tweets, how does she think she met the Hoffman test?
Well, I'm happy to answer the point that's made. I was appointed by this House in the expectation that I would chair the committee with no one speaking against it. After the tweets were brought to light and were highlighted, because I am concerned about the perception of fairness on the committee, and I agree that perception matters, I made it my business to find out whether or not it would mean that the government would not have confidence in me if I continued to chair the committee. And I actually said I am more than happy to step aside because perception matters, and I don't want to do this if the government doesn't have confidence in me, because I need the whole House to have confidence in the work that the committee has mandated. And I was assured that I should continue the work that the House had mandated with the appointment that the House had put me into, and so I did just that.
Oh dear, I think that's a mic drop. I think that's a mic drop for Jacob Rees-Mogg.
Our report was...
Let's just go back to his face. Hold on.
Just that.
oh well, I mean, you'd think that would be the end of it. You'd think that would be the end of that particular smear of Harriet Harman, but they will find a way of turning it into a whole other way of discrediting the report. I'm thinking something along the lines of Rishi Sunak is now complicit in the witch hunt against Boris Johnson for failing to remove the obviously biased Harriet Harman, or some shit like that anyway. It will go from being Ramona's revenge to a globalist conspiracy to oust all populist leaders who are a threat to their plans. I mean, that's just something I cobbled up in 20 seconds, on the fly. So I'm almost certain they'll be able to create something worded with a little more sophistication. But hey, we have to take these wins when they come along. And to see Rees-Mogg left speechless, slumped in his place, was immeasurably satisfying. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe and all that. You know the drill. And I'll see you again soon.